August 2023, Nashville, United States. It's late at night when two FBI agents knock on Matthew Newt's door. They have a warrant to search his house. After nervously attempting to dissuade them from entering, the agents force their way inside. Within minutes, the agents stumble upon a room full of computers. Most of them are powered on and actively performing tasks, all under remote control. Curiously, none of the activities appear illegal. Instead, the computers are just working. As the authorities continue their search, they uncover dozens of fake identities, altered photos of American citizens, and hundreds of job applications. Matthew, initially suspected of collaborating with cybercriminals, is swiftly arrested. However, rather than aiding hackers, he had been helping unknown individuals secure US-based IT jobs. His clients would assume false identities by impersonating real Americans, apply for jobs, actually perform the work for their employers, and even pay taxes. At first, the crime seemed minor, but as the authorities dug deeper, they uncovered a far more significant issue, one that would soon become a massive problem. It turned out that Matthew wasn't helping random people in need of jobs. Instead, he was aiding trained North Korean personnel in securing these IT positions, and all the money they earned went directly to funding the DPRK's nuclear program. According to the U.S. indictment, each worker connected to Matthew's operation had already earned over $250,000 between 2022 and 2023. What initially seemed like a minor crime was, in reality, a sophisticated scheme that funneled tens of millions of dollars from U.S. companies to support North Korea's military dictatorship. But how did it come to this? This video is sponsored by NordPass, but more on that later. This is Yang Di, a North Korean undercover agent currently plotting a scheme with an American co-conspirator. On the other side of the screen is Matthew Newt. Although it's unclear how they first connected, the two had just agreed to collaborate on defrauding several U.S. companies of hundreds of thousands of dollars. In the following days, Yang Di begins registering on various freelancing sites and sends dozens of resumes to American companies looking for IT personnel. However, Yang doesn't use his real name. Instead, he assumes the identity of an American man named Andrew M., whose identity had been stolen or purchased on the dark web. Yang manages to schedule multiple video interviews with American companies, and, after a few rejections, he not only secures one position, but lands 3 different jobs in the US and 1 in the UK. The total salary of his new jobs would add up to $459,000 US per year. However, there's a problem. All these companies want Yang to use their computers, but since he's actually in China, this is impossible. This is where Newt comes back into the picture. Instead of Yang receiving the laptops, they're shipped to Newt's residence, which is allegedly listed as Yang's, or rather, Andrew M.'s address. Once the machines arrive, Newt sets them up and installs AnyDesk, allowing Yang to remotely access them from his real location, allegedly in a Chinese North Korean border town, areas known to harbor North Korean cyber units. Over the next few months, Yang simply does his job, paying Newt around $2,000 per month for facilitating his operation and also keeping track of his taxes. This was easy money for Newt, and he allegedly became convinced that by recruiting others into the scheme, he could earn even more with minimal effort. And it's likely that whoever he attempted to recruit eventually reported him to the authorities. The exact circumstances of Newt's capture remain unclear, and the U.S. authorities will keep this secret, and for good reason. It turns out Newt's IT farm was just one of hundreds, if not thousands, of IT farms that were part of a massive fraud operation. According to U.S. authorities, North Korea launched this special operation in 2022, deploying thousands of secret agents all over the world to establish IT farms and build networks with local collaborators. The situation became so severe that the US issued multiple international alerts about this new North Korean scheme, which had effectively weaponized tech talent to fund its regime. However, stealing jobs was only the tip of the iceberg. This is Mark. He's traveling, and his colleagues are going in circles because only he has the credentials to a shared business account. He decides to share the password and company credit card details via email. Mark has just taken a risk of having his business breached. We need to keep in mind that about 100 million US consumers had their personal credentials leaked and sold on the dark web in 2023. Because most people use the same credentials for everything, their workplace will also be targeted, just like Mark's. If someone breaches Mark's account, it's game over. The hackers can steal data, commit fraud, or drain the company's finances. Luckily, to keep his business safe, Mark discovered NordPass. With NordPass, his colleagues started creating hard-to-crack passwords for their workplace accounts. They can share encrypted credentials with one click without even revealing them to a recipient. But even better, if someone stops working at the company, Mark can revoke access to credentials shared through NordPass, keeping everything nicely organized. And if any data still somehow gets leaked, NordPass is constantly scanning the dark web and will alert you if your account has been compromised. I cannot recommend NordPass enough. Use the code THINKER at nordpass.com/thinker to get a free 3-month trial of NordPass Business. No credit card required. The link is in the description below. And now, let's get back to the video. It's early July 2024, and a recruiter for KnowBe4, an IT security company, is just minutes away from a video call with a promising new candidate. The applicant is an Asian man from the US who appears to be the perfect fit for the AI security position KnowBe4 is looking to fill. During the video call, the recruiter and the candidate discuss the job and exchange questions. The prospect seems highly qualified, and the recruiter concludes that he's the right person for the role. After 3 more video calls, they sign their contracts and agree to work together. The new hire is then sent one of the company's devices and encouraged to start working as soon as possible. A few days later, the company's machine arrives at its destination, but just minutes after it goes online, it starts acting strangely. The device begins disabling the company's integrated security measures. Shortly after, it manipulates session history files, transfers potentially harmful files, and executes unauthorized software. At this point, KnowBe4's security systems go into overdrive. The company's security supervisor urgently tries to contact the new employee, but no one answers. Something suspicious is happening. If KnowBe4 were to be compromised, thousands of their clients would be at risk, and millions of dollars worth of data could be exposed. Even more alarming, the machine is not being used by someone in the US. Instead, it's being controlled from North Korea. With the situation escalating, the company's security team is forced to contain the machine, essentially pulling the plug on all its applications. This quick action saves the company from potentially catastrophic consequences. But if the DPRK is targeting IT security companies, what's stopping them from targeting your business? I highly recommend you guys check out the video from No Text to Speech called "I Found North Korean Spies on Discord," since he allegedly came across one of these North Korean agents and has a video talking with him and showing how the recruitment process happens. The link to the video is in the description.